I'm Chekhov27, and I am your substitute teacher for the day. Mrs. Crenshaw is not able to come in because she was hit by an incredibly handsome drunk driver who the police will never find. So Mrs. Crenshaw will be out for a little while, which means that this is my classroom now, unless anyone wishes to challenge me. Anyone else? Good. I want you all to know that my classroom is a safe space. This is 2020 after all, so sit back and grab onto your dicks because today's lesson might just rock them off. We all know the Looney Tunes, and growing up, one of my favorites was Taz the Tasmanian Devil. Perhaps I was drawn to his chaotic nature or the way he screams. Maybe I just found those sweet, sweet Tasmanian cheeks to be irresistible. You put your fucking hand down, Sarah! When we started, we said that this classroom was a safe fucking space to express ourselves, and that is exactly what I'm doing! Taz Wanted is an interesting game. You play as Taz and have to save this thing from Yosemite Sam. This game has a fairly strong start. You have a total of 3 hub worlds that have 3 levels each. Each level has 7 wanted signs that need to be destroyed. Some are destroyed by just spinning into them, and some require you to do some platforming or light puzzle solving. Most of the environments are pretty cool. They're colorful, big, and interesting enough to make you want to explore them, although it can be a bit confusing knowing exactly where you are initially, and the map only helps a bit. But a game is nothing without its controls. You see, mankind has worked for decades to create beautiful game controllers that feel so good in the hands and work perfectly with most games. But there are always some games that enjoy sticking these controllers up their ass and walking away like they didn't just do it, even though they made us watch. Taz sort of falls in between these categories. Sometimes the controls work really well around the level design, and sometimes the game decides that you've had enough fun for one day and humiliates you sexually in front of your dog. The controls are both stiff and slippery at the same time. You have these very stiff jumps, but most of the platforms are slippery. It's up in the air whether or not you will actually make it to the next platform, which leads to a lot of frustration. And most of the time, the thing you're trying to jump on is just too far away, so you have to jump at the last second in order to make it, and sometimes not even then. This is the game's biggest downfall. There are other downfalls though, believe me, like this fucking minecart section. My fucking god! You just can't see what's in front of you, and sometimes the objects only render right before you hit them. Thank god you only have to do this once, but it took me for fucking ever! And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how you pleasure an elephant. Any questions? Alright, moving on. What is that? What the fuck is that thing? I wouldn't fuck that thing for $100, and look, I've fucked a lot of things, but I draw the line at sentient used tampons. Your first boss fight is playing a game of Pong with an elephant against this disgusting creature, which is a fun concept, but it falls flat in its delivery. It's just not fun. The second boss fight puts you in a ball and makes you touch different lights to make them your color. This would be fine if you could actually control the fucking ball. If you hit one thing, the ball goes all over the fucking place and you just can't control it. This is the game being challenging through an unfair medium, which is the technical way of saying that this game is complete fucking horseshit. There are 3 more boss fights after this, but I want to talk about one in particular, specifically the volcano one. What the fuck were the developers thinking? It's like they got the 2 stupidest people on Earth together and one said, hey, we should make a level that demands precise platforming with awful controls and a fixed camera that follows a target so you can't see the platforms. Then the other guy shit his pants in agreement. I'm sorry, it's just that it's an actual fucking shame. This game looks good, the art direction is good, maybe a little unpolished, but that's okay. These controls just don't cut it. If I wasn't making a video on this game, I would not have finished it. The amount of frustration it caused me is not worth it, and I'm counting the sexual frustration too. I mean, having to do this platforming is one thing, but having to stare at those beautiful Tasmanian cheeks just raises my blood pressure. Excuse me, I need to use your bathroom for, to masturbate. I'll be out in 20 minutes! I wanted to like this game so much, I just can't. I want to play a good Looney Tunes game. Is that really too much to ask for? I've been dropping virgins in this volcano for days and have received nothing in return but this genuinely awful game. I have to give it a 4 out of 10. Alright guys, that's enough class for one day. Don't forget to read chapters 4 and 5 of your Bible, and I will see you tomorrow.